Dad Mangena, ladies and gentlemen, conscious conversations with that man.
Coming right up on the screen.
Oh yeah, listen, it's all about the man who has the view of the Sea of Cortez, not the man who has the view of a yard that needs to be trimmed outside. So it's not about that right now. It's all about you, brother. How are you, man? How are you? Yeah. What is
I'm
today?
fine. Been missing our conversations. Been missing these conversations.
Well, you've been jet setting. You've been all over the globe. You've put more stamps in your passport in probably the last month than I did in my first 18 years. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to Disneyland soon. Does that count?
It does count. It does count. It's a magical place.
It is. It's going to be fun. Actually, flying out tomorrow there. Going with the family and some extended family in-laws. So I'm looking forward.
Everybody excited for the adventure?
Well, they're probably they might be watching. I'm gonna say yes. We're excited about it. I'm not excited about the administrative parts of it, right? And kind of the logistical pieces. Walking around, being around a whole bunch of people. I believe it or not, I don't like people.
Don't say it.
I don't. I'm not a people. I'm in the service industry. I'm a content creator. I go live and do those things. But man, every once in a while, okay, I'll leave it at that. It'll be fine. It'll be wonderful to be able to spend some time with everyone as I try to backpedal in anything I may have said just now.
Don't call it in negative. Don't call it.
Yes,
negative.
do not. This is conscious conversations. This is not
Capital
negativity.
C.
And we are always looking to build up instead of build down.
Capital C.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
See, the technology, and here's Jim with big words, the technological recluse. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me fix these comments. They don't need to be that large. Okay. There. Appreciate you for joining, sir. Appreciate you for joining.
Welcome.
Member of the community. I'm pretty active on Twitter. I am. And I've got a phenomenal community on Twitter. I told him that I'm actually planning to be in Dallas, Texas, in when August, I think. I can't remember when I said. When I'm going to plan a meetup. I want to meet people that are part of the community who can make it to Dallas. There you go. See, for the non people person, I got the first round of whatever. As long as it's under $4.99, I'll chip in. No.
Well, as long as it's not gas, it should be okay.
Exactly. I'm not buying you a gallon of gas. It'll be cheaper to buy you a steak dinner than to fill your tanks up. So, there you go. Right. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, look into doing that maybe.
Okay. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
You're giving master classes. You're giving high level consults with 7-8 figure people. Oh yeah, that's right. 7-8. Forget the 6-figure people. They're run of the mill. So I at least need to make sure when I go to a different location, different venue to meet and engage, interact. So Dallas, and then I can't give all my travel secrets away. I don't want people coming to my house. Then in October, well, but I'm not gonna tell you the exact date. Probably going to Miami. Yeah, going to Miami.
I was hoping you were going to say, I'm going to surprise you and show up at Alchemy of Abundance in Cabo.
When is the date? When is that date again?
14th to the 16th of October.
Might still be able to make that.
Come as my guest.
Come
as my guest. Not just any guest, as my VIP guest.
Come on now. The man who is named after.
Sunset drinks. We're going to have some sunset drinks on the Thursday. On Friday, we're going to have a beach dinner.
Yeah.
Beach dinner outside the pub. And on the Saturday, we're going to do a moonlight open air dinner.
Oh my God.
Up at Acre. They do the set menu. We get the cocktails going on.
Yeah.
VIP, we look after the VIP guests. Come along.
Okay. So listen, The economy
And
is
it's like a
somewhat of a
generic
recession. You see, you're outside of the states
you've
right
got
now.
no excuses.
I don't. I don't.
You've got
Listen, so shout out to my mom here, right? She said, "Look, if I can't make
I'm
it, she gonna
closer than
make
Miami.
it. If I can't make it, my mom will make it. She got her bags already packed. She stay ready. Um, let me see. I might be able to work that out. We might be able to work that out. We got enough travel points, and but
I'll get Amy to get you topped up.
come on now, man. See, it's recorded, so you can't go back. I can replay this back.
I'm not going back.
You know, you haven't been sipping in the tequila just yet, there, and I know it's got your name on the.
This is the real Jesus juice.
Oh,
Water, H2O.
It's not that wine. It's not that wine. No.
No, not that Jesus juice.
I love it. Listen, folks, as you know, Conscious Conversations with Mr. Dan Mangena. We do this. We try to do it every 2 weeks, but schedules life gets in the way. And that's not a bad thing. We both got a lot of things going on. You've been traveling. I've been traveling. We've been getting back out there in the world. Talk to us a little bit about what you've been doing, man. I'm curious, and I'm selfishly wondering to know, because I've seen all these incredibly cool pictures that you've been posting. So you are doing something somewhere on this planet, and you are living your best life. Talk to us a little bit about you just soaking that up and enjoying time with family, wherever that may be. You don't have to get into specifics. I don't want any GPS tracking on you, but
I mean, the thing is that when you've got a formulaic way of approaching how you create your life,
yeah,
you can wake up today with a new thing that you want to change into, and you can go and make that happen. But when you are allowing yourself to be at the whims of the winds of fate, then you're always going to be subject to whatever the changing tides of reality are. So, for example, we have people now freaking out about the current financial situation going on in a lot of the markets, and I don't care. I'm good. Why? Because I was making hay while the sun was shining, number one. And number two, I don't leave my personal financial situation at the whims of crazy decisions made by central banks and whatever the thing is, or I don't do that.
yeah.
And so as a result, like, oh my God, Bitcoin is crashing. Okay. So
yeah, that has been pretty prominent in the news.
It has been brutal.
Yeah.
I have to say, I did turn off my Coinbase alerts, because every single morning it's like, good morning, Bitcoin's down another 20%.
Good morning, you just lost another X number of dollars, right? And then you get someone like a Bill Gates saying it's all Bitcoin and NFTs have all been a sham ever since the beginning. And you're like, oh my goodness, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, but when you look at what's going on, I mean, let's talk a little bit real.
Yeah.
Just go online, go over to I think it's website, the Capitol Hill, the Congress website, and look at the bills that they're working on right now. There's a bipartisan bill being worked on right now, bipartisan, which has got across the aisle acceptance, engagement, and support about regulating the cryptocurrency industry. You have trillions upon trillions upon trillions of institutional money waiting to come in and wet their beaks. You may call me a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think it's that big a shock that on the cusp of new legislation that's going to allow institutional money to enter into the market, all of a sudden, moves that bring this big a drop can only be done with money that can move this big a drop.
That's an interesting
So
point.
let's say, for example, I've got $1 billion worth of a Bitcoin, and I say to you, yo, Jay, here's 700. Execute and buy my Bitcoin less, and keep a little bit for yourself.
Right.
We're gonna. Now all of a sudden the price drops, but it's a temporary balance sheet hit for the people that are now taking their institutional money that they've now got access to that can come in because of the legislation, and they're going to be picking up stuff on a bargain at 20% of the price, and then their purchasing is going to push the price right up, and then all of the lemmings that follow the crowd I need to buy back into Bitcoin. And
Right,
then they're going to
right.
offload a little bit. The price triples. They offload a little bit. They recover their costs. They ride the wave. And then Bitcoin does what
Do
it's
it
going to do,
over.
which is goes wherever it was going to go, because it is a limited commodity where every 4 years they reduce on top of the fact that there was a limited amount of it anyway. And anybody who wants to call Bitcoin a sham, read the book Bitcoin Standard and see the truth about the fact that fiat currency is the real scam.
Oh, okay.
Now, am I saying that Bitcoin is necessarily the answer? No, but what I'm saying is that the dog and pony show, that is fiat currency, which has no value apart from the value that it's a fear that's used to keep people using it, then you'll see where the real sham is. Bitcoin Standard, that's the book right there.
It is. You know, I'm a Kindle, so I can still get the same experience from the audiobook. I'm an audiobook guy.
Yeah. You can audio book or you can Kindle. You can do whatever the thing is.
Okay, then I'll check
But
it out.
the author of this book literally breaks down the history of money completely dispassionately and objectively from from them selling glass, using glass as currency in the Pacific Islands, from using seashells in West Africa, all the way back to showing how they've been printing money, how in ancient Rome they started printing money by shaving off the size of the coins. Like, all of the scams that the central banks are doing right now have been happening for thousands of years. And this man gives you history that you can go and research and check for yourself. It's been going on.
Interesting. And here's the other one you were talking about, the fiat.
So the fiat standard, I haven't read this one, but the fiat currency, which is your dollars, your euros, your pounds, your yen, your yuan, it's not linked to anything. And I'm going to get into some trouble about this. But my feeling is that Russia, who have been buying gold for a very long time, the Russian ruble actually has the capacity for more value than US dollar, because the Russians have enough gold to back their currency and make it a real
currency. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And we thought that the sanctions were going to slow them down, but they've actually been making more money. All they did was they went to the rest of the world and they said, hey, let's leave the dollars out of the transactions. We've got gas, we've got oil. Do you want to do business? All he needs to do now is spin around and put the gold standard on his currency. It's going to have more real value than the US dollar.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Come on now. See, there we go. Y'all, we little history, economics, sociology. Not 101. This is 201. This is mid-tier right here with Mangena. So I'm gonna definitely check those books out for sure. But yeah, you're right. It's an interesting time for sure, right? Just from a financial perspective, an economic perspective, what is good, what's not good, what's right. I don't know, right? I'm not smart enough, or I choose to be aware of what I need to be aware of, I guess. You know, I know what affects me and my sphere of influence, my family, and you know, my close associates, things of that nature. But we started talking about Bitcoin, we started talking about crypto, things like that. I haven't put as much of my portfolio into that. I'm still slightly hesitant to dive into that as some of my counterparts are, right?
That's the smart thing to know, because at the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it.
Yeah. It's still pretty Wild West, right? When you think about it, and just the fluctuations.
The regulation will help, and this is where the regulation will help, because it will help stabilize things out, because you will get that institutional money. They will start trading different securities like EFTs and whatnot against it, and you'll get a stabilization and you'll get that steady rise. But the fact of the matter is that, like, what gold was is what Bitcoin can be, as a store of value that is rare, that is safe, that's secure, and completely independent.
I think that was the point always. I mean, I think that was part of the point anyway, right? Seems like it's coming to fruition sooner than a lot of folks may have anticipated. Than a lot of folks on the outside may have anticipated. I think the folks on the inside wanted this to happen.
Hmm.
Um, Whatever it is to wanted it to happen, right? Just the movement and the removement of those lemmings, as you were saying, the removement of the folks who are only half baked into the system and aren't true
Hmm.
diehards of this new alternative currency model. Um,
Hmm.
and so when it's on CNBC, I look at it like, okay, now it's real, right? And
Hmm.
ever since it's been there, because this TV right here stays locked on that channel, then you start paying attention to it. So,
Hmm.
there's we'll see. We'll see. I'm still keeping
Indeed, we will.
a sub 10% of the couple of nickels that I've got, because the kids have the
That's
rest.
what you need it to be anyway. That's the way you need it.
Well, the kids have the rest,
Mhm.
and my wife just takes anything else. But yeah, the kids have the rest. Is she listening? She's not. She's not. She's in trouble. Well, she might be watching. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yes, dear.
Just between me and you,
Yeah, just between you,
and
me,
and,
and
and
these.
and anybody who might snitch.
Oh no. But let me see here. Have you subscribed? Oh, I'm glad I got comments going. Shouts out to the moderators that are working. Appreciate you for sure. Um, you were were you writing another book, or were you doing another class? Since the last time we talked, there was something on the calendar that
It's a
had you
class.
locked in.
It's a class. It was a class. It was a
Okay.
class. I was going to write another book, and then I realized that we've done, I don't know, about 5,000 to 6,000 copies of The Money Game.
Mm,
But second beyond intention, I wanted to get a good 10,000 copies of that before I even start thinking about another
okay.
book. And so I got the book deal to republish that book under Simon and Schuster's. So we're working on that right now. All being well, we'll get the new copy of that out this year. Then when that's hit some potential, then I'm going to sit down and put the work into another book.
You got a working, not title, but you got a working subject matter. Is it
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm heavily into the filmmaking right now. I'm going to be in France next month
okay?
filming the last bits for Manifest Nation. We want to get
Mm,
that out in the summer. I'm exec producer on Abundant Studios' next film, Black Swan, the Chris Voss documentary. I'm an exec
okay.
producer on that film. So what I'm kind of looking at doing is when Black Swan is out, I'm going to ride that wave and then drop Manifest Nation shortly after.
Got you.
And then that one's a shorter film. It's like 30, 40 minutes on the final cut. So the plan is some of the other film ideas we've got, they're going to be a bit more, they're going to take a lot longer to get because, moving between different countries, getting
Right.
different people. So we're probably going to work on 3 or 4 different projects at the same time. And I'm kind of going to look at those film projects and see which one of those lends itself to put some energy into putting pen to paper on a book. So we just keep everything kind of together. That's where I'm at the moment.
I love it. Let me ask you this, man. And see,
Mm.
it always turns into like me interviewing you. We'll get back to just around the coffee table or conversations, but branching off and doing, I'm gonna call it more entertainment, but
Mhm.
branching off and doing more film as opposed to leading conferences, standing in front of the room, giving speeches and giving dialogue and things of that nature. What's that
Mhm.
like, man? Because it's a whole different skills. I think it's a different side of the brain too that you're utilizing. What's it like going from standing in front of a motivational seminar? People have paid to come see you, and you're giving them tips and tricks and best practices, to now sitting in that producer chair,
Mhm.
filming and helping out with a feature film type of thing. What's that whole experience been like for you?
It's been awesome because I'm a firm believer like you in the student mindset. Like I'm always looking at what can I learn, what can
Mm,
I get from this to expand me and grow me versus how can I be Johnny Big Socks in this situation. And so my mentor on film front is 11-time Emmy Award winner Nick Nanton. He's done some very powerful movies. Um, he really takes time to pour into us that are around him, and that's been absolutely awesome. On the speaking front, again, I've had some very, very great mentors who I get to learn from and see in action and take from. So, it's been and continues to be a learning process.
yeah.
Um, up until now, it's been very much, just doing my own thing and, more training and teaching than hardcore keynoting. We've done that a few times, but we're moving into that a lot more aggressively. I've actually got some training. I invested, tens of thousands in, good coaching around that to make sure that that's all done. And now moving into 2023, especially when we get the book out under the actual publisher
Mm,
and get that on, whether it's a USA Today or Wall Street Journal, maybe even New York Times, because it will qualify now because of the publisher. Then I want to really go and hit hard on doing those keynotes, going into organizations, going into
mhm.
universities, going into workplaces, and just sharing this work about abundance. I'm really excited about that. But to your point, it's been a great learning experience and continues to be a great learning experience. And I love getting to be a beginner with
I
it.
love it. You mentioned the difference between training and teaching.
Yes.
What is that to you? What is the difference? What's the delineation of being a trainer versus a teacher?
I think when you're training, you're taking people towards a specific outcome.
Mm.
And when I'm teaching, I'm taking people towards a specific understanding.
Come on now, listen, boys, y'all need to pay for this. We hold on. We we can't just be giving this stuff away for free, man. I brought the man to the screen. Y'all better okay. Say that one more time for the people in the back of the room, man.
Training, I'm taking them to a specific outcome. Teaching, I'm taking them to a specific understanding.
I just needed to
You
hear
could
it again.
teach somebody something,
Mm,
like you could teach the man what fishing is, but teaching them how to apply the fishing and what to do with the fish is a different situation.
yes, very good. Okay, cool. Listen, I this selfishly this is all for me. You see, I got the pen in my hand, right? I got the iPad here. I got my notes app. Notability is open. That's just what
Yeah.
I'm doing. I'm soaking this all in. I got my soft music playing
Mhm.
in the background. I got Dan Mancina talking and a cup of coffee. Uh, Now, if the Celtics end up winning tonight, then all is gonna be good for me tonight. But I don't know
Yeah.
if that's gonna happen. Um,
Yeah.
okay,
But
very
yeah,
cool.
it's just a different, it's just like my intention. Like when I'm doing for example, if I'm doing like the Alchemy of Abundance workshop, which we're going to
Yes,
have you on
yes.
coming down to that workshop, I'm spending the 3 days taking people through my 7 pillars around alchemically creating the life that you want. But in 3 days, it's highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to train you to properly
Mm,
apply all of those. And so, for the most part, what we're looking to do with that workshop is to create those shifts, those disruptions, so that you can go off and do the work yourself, or maybe you come and hang out with us and do some more training going forward to apply that. Like on the 30th of June, we've got our Money DNA workshop. During the 3 hour workshop, I'm going to break your limiting beliefs around the idea that doing it the cookie cutter way is going to work for you.
hmm
And then when people come and join us for the boot camp or they're coming to Micro to Millions, we start looking at applying those 5 principles of the money DNA and start looking at, okay, so vehicle. I know what the vehicle is now. He taught me that. Now he's going to train me on how to apply that in my own situation.
Okay.
And that's the difference.
So that is the 30th.
Yeah,
Um,
30th of June.
okay, 30th of June. And all of the sessions, are they remote or are they have opportunities to actually physically come to Cabo, right?
This
So
is
Money
virtual.
DNA, it's only a day. Okay.
That's
You,
virtual.
you
That's
can't just
virtual. And
have
that was
people
like a
rolling.
three
You
hour.
can't just
That's a
have people
3 hour.
rolling up on.
That's a virtual workshop. That's a
uh,
virtual. So we do that virtually and we do the thing. But I have people
oh my.
people come down to people come down to Carb. I mean, like we do the Alchemy of Abundance. We do that one. That was the one in October for people to come down. Very reasonable. You can. That's a little trailer. We've got the trailer of the
Yeah.
ones we've been doing.
Like that suit
We do
though.
that.
Man, I'm
Thank you,
about to,
sir.
yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure my suit is ready. I don't know if I can
And
still
that's
fit into it. So okay, but
and that's not even $600 to come and spend 3 days.
That's good. Okay, that's see. So there's no excuse. There's no.
There's no excuse.
Yeah. There's,
And we've got a room block in the hotel that we use.
okay.
We've got a room block. It's all inclusive, so you can get your swim on and get your drink on in the hotel. You know, we
You've
we
done this
never,
before. You this is not your
yeah.
first time around the block. I love
No,
it.
it's
Okay.
not first to radio. I had my first workshop was the 15th of July 2018 doing
Wow.
this work.
Okay.
So we've been to Malta, we've been to Mount Shasta, we've been to Italy multiple times. We've been to good Lord, where have we been? We've been in
I
California,
told
we've
you, you got
been
all these
in
stamps in the passport. You don't even know where
yeah,
you've been.
yeah.
Shouts out to you, Miss Polk. We see you. Thank you for joining. Dan is just, he's just telling us all the places. On the, what is it, the old Thompson guy? Was that what it was? You thought that he's been? I just dated myself, but okay.
Oh wow. But yeah, we're enjoying life. We're enjoying life. We're
Got to.
supporting people and being able to enjoy their life too. But
Got to.
yeah, we used to do this as a live stream that people could live stream it from home, but it was really disrupting the flow. So what we're saying is you can buy the replay afterwards, or you can come and hang out in Mexico and hang out live and be in it.
There it is. In-person tickets start at $5.97. I'll put this in the description. So, did I see snacks? Look at that. Free coffee and snacks. That's all. Why didn't you could have led with that.
We do lunch as well. We give you your lunch.
It's all about the
get
snacks, brother.
lunch. We've got a lunch buffet or whatever.
No, leave
when
with
you
the
get the
snacks.
VIP ticket, we do the nice dinners. Like I said, we're doing on the beach. So the Hyatt is right on the beach. The hotel that we use, beautiful beach, Sea of Cortez. Do the evening dinner on the beach with the lights, and they bring the 3-course meal with the wines and all of the things, and it's lit.
All right. Well, and just in case you need a stand in or something, I will be properly prepared in case the beach
Just come
stage.
and hang there. Like I said, just come down, be my VIP guest, come for the dinner, just come hang out.
Just saying, though, I'm gonna throw that out there in case the B stage needs someone to give a keynote. I can prepare and I can make myself presentable. I'm just gonna throw that out.
I believe you can. I believe you can.
We probably will. It's a high probability right there. Just need to check with the missus and see what we got going on. We're in the midst of both kids start college. Their moving day is the exact same day. One has to be in Los Angeles. One has to be in Oregon. How is this going to happen? I don't know. There are no graphs and diagrams and whiteboards that we can draw right now to figure out an 8-hour trek this way and a 16-hour. We still have to figure that, and that is in October, November timeframe. I think. I don't know. So again, I just pay for the airline tickets and I just drive a lot of times. So let us get past that first, and then we'll figure out if we
just get it out. Get it out.
Let me get everyone kicked out.
Swipe it up
so I can kick both kids out, then build my home gym. That's what I'm trying to do. No.
So that's nest empty then. Nest empty.
Nest will be empty, man. I know you've got a long time to go before your nest is empty.
Yeah, I got a long time to go.
But I tell you what the parents say, what the old school folks say, it goes by before you know it. And take those pictures. Enjoy every single moment, because man,
he's doing it. I mean, here I was away in the Middle East for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I came back. He's got new lexicon, new hand movements, new strategies for getting what he wants.
6 years old.
Habit.
Or you're right.
18 months.
Oh, that's crazy.
18 months. He started not nursery. He started pre-K.
Yeah.
Learning about, he's doing artwork, bringing back arts and crafts.
Love it.
It's like, wow, I went and I came back and he's doing arts and crafts.
Brother, every season is a joy and it's a blessing. Montel, good to see you, man. So Dan, this is Montel. This is the gentleman whose show I was producing when you came in the back.
Yes, I recognize the name. I was like,
Dan, come back in a minute, man. I got these football coaches and they going in. So they come back in like 10 minutes.
Did you get hacked? What's happening?
I'm like, oh Lord, who is this showing up? Who'd I give the keys to the front? Who's got the codes
Exactly.
I'm going to change my
He's got the
code.
code.
But no, listen, and all the parents out here can attest, right? It's the toughest job. We do all these other things that we do, right? We build security, we build financial cushions, we
Mhm.
do what we can to set our children up for success. But man, they really it's the hard, like I keep saying, it's the hardest job that you'll ever love, and nothing compares to being a parent in a good
Mhm.
way,
Yeah.
in a good way, man. But and my daughter's already been gone to college for 2 years, and literally, I still cry every other night, right? Knowing that
Oh,
she's gone, or she's not physically here, she's
yeah.
there, and she knows that. My whole family knows that, and now I got to prepare for my son to do that, right?
Mhm.
So he's going to be leaving, so it's going to be a trip, but it's going to be an interesting new. Me and my wife talked about this, a new season, right? For again that empty nester type of thing, and reconnecting with
Yeah, I was gonna say.
ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Making sure that our lives didn't revolve and don't revolve only around the kids, but that we actually have our individual nation or perspectives, and that we have
Mhm.
something together as well. So it's a conscious conversation. Oh, you see how I did that? It's conscious conversation.
What?
Man, somebody, what my sound effects? I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Is this the sharing you were talking about? What's she talking about? Mama, what you talking about? First of all, Mom, you need to get off Facebook and come on over to YouTube. This, all the cool kids. I better stop talking because Montel and Cheryl and a couple other folks. Oh, see, my dad, he over on. I can see people that are commenting right now. My man Jim's over there on YouTube too. Come on now, we're trying to get all the numbers up, viewership, engagement. I don't like Facebook. I don't. You do a lot on Facebook
Only because
because you have to.
doesn't require much. It doesn't require much. But we're navigating now. We just hired a company to support us a little while ago. JP Sears, we've got his YouTube team
Okay.
working on the YouTube, um, doing an audit, helping us put together the right content specifically for that.
Yeah.
When I'm with the team in France next month, I'm going to be recording some content and batching some content out for the YouTube as well.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you about a little bit about that, because choosing where to put the message, it can't be everywhere. You may want to be right,
Mhm,
but you know where your target audience is, right? You've done all of the
mhm,
metrics, the analytics. You've got men 20 through 65 years old. You got women. You got all that.
mhm.
Where are you seeing the most? Maybe not engagement, but where are you getting the most value? I mean, is it honestly the old school website, which is the landing pages and the website is really where a lot of this marketing effort kind of should start? Maybe.
I mean, what I say is there are people everywhere, and to work with what's going on with your budget, what's going on with your resources, what's going on with your skills, so that you can maintain
Mm,
a conducive state to produce value. So when I'm looking, I'm not really looking at what's my sales conversion and all that kind of stuff. I'm more
hmm
looking at,
hmm
do I have the opportunity to touch some lives here in a way that maintains my capacity to be in a conducive space to create? And so
Wow.
I like I said, we just invested in the YouTube. Did I need to invest in YouTube to make more money? No, but there are millions of people on YouTube who aren't getting the message because I wasn't producing the quality content of YouTube standard format and template
That's a good point.
for them.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing.
Yes.
So with the Instagram, I've got the Instagram. I've been doing
Yeah.
Instagram for a long time. So I know we get the reels going, we get the posts. I go live 3 times a week. We get, good engagement on there. We've got about 100,000 there, and 100, about 80,000 there now. We
hmm
want to get that to a couple 100,000 of people that we're serving on Instagram, and we've got a strategy around that. We've hired the right team to take that to the next level, the way that we want to take it, which is really funny. I'll tell you a funny story. I worked in a call center in 2012
Yeah.
for about 6 months, and there was a guy there, Adam, and at the time, he was just doing his last year of uni, and I was like just counseling him, like, Adam, like get your studies done, get
Yeah.
this knocked out, go, focus. don't spend all this time with those hoes, you know, like I was just like
Sometimes
boiling
you got to
him a
tell
little
them,
bit.
boy. You got to tell
I
them.
was telling him. And we stayed in contact a little bit after I wrapped at the call center and went to go and really focus on continuing to build the business. But as the business built, I lost contact with a lot of people that weren't really in the mix of what I was doing on the business. I get an email. We get an email through the main email. While I was in Dubai, this comes through. What up, Dan? It's your old friend Adam.
Yeah.
Guess what? I started a new business. I'm married. I got a kid now. A friend of mine sends me a video of a YouTube guru who he says I really need to listen to. And look, lo and behold, it was you.
You're doing something right. There you go. There you go.
So we're doing the thing. We're doing the thing there. Twitter, I haven't really got pinned down. We get a lot of engagement on Twitter, but I kind of just like we have some scheduled posts or whatever. I've got a nice bump on there because obviously I write for Entrepreneur. They share
Mhm,
the
mhm.
articles, and that gives me like a little bit of buzz. I do want to do a bit more on Twitter, but TikTok, we hired a team. We've been curating the content there. We're getting some really, really good connectivity, and we're dialing that in terms of getting that with people.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the podcast, one of them's top 1%, one's top 0.5%, but we still hired a specialist literally last week. We just spent 9,000 on those guys just to get them to do a real audit and tell us, you know, what can we scale? How can we leverage? How can we
Mhm.
start doing partnerships with other leading podcasters and get it out? But I didn't go and do all this at once. We had one platform. We maximized it. We made sure that we were serving. We made sure that we're financially stable. And then we've creeped out and expanded onto these other platforms. But again, I mean, for me, I'm not doing it for the money. But if this is a business, I
Come on.
agree with you. Find that one platform where you are able to serve at the highest level and make your business do the business thing. Like I said, for me, this is a service thing. You know, like I get to help people and connect, and it's purpose and mission driven. So I want to be everywhere, but even though I could be everywhere at once, let's get this done, get the team set up, get them executing. We didn't move to the YouTube till we got the TikTok guys. Are we getting results? You
Yeah.
know, how the ads going in terms of getting followers in and blah, blah, blah. How's the content being received? Where can we repurpose that? Yep, we can go and pop that back over on the Instagram. Okay, that takes care of some of that content. You're good. Okay, my team, they take that over now. I don't have to attend the meetings around that. That's good. If they need something, they tell me. Now we moved on to the YouTube. Right, they're good. They're
Yeah.
cool. They're going to give us the list of things. I'll record that with even my videographer here in Cabo. I'll work with the team over there. Now we're moving on to the podcast, scaling and leveraging that.
I love a couple of things that you mentioned there because I just had a conversation. I just interviewed Dr. Dr. Efrain Lopez a couple of days ago, and we talked about it, and he mentioned about knowing limitations, knowing when to bring on a team, right?
Mhm.
Knowing when you can't do all of the things you may want to do all the things, but knowing when you have to either outsource graphic overlays, content, or publishing, things of that nature. And you know about this, right? Different audiences on those different platforms. The people, our attention span, kids' attention span is what all of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 30 seconds,
Oh,
something real low like that, right? So
yeah.
what you're putting out there on Instagram on those reels may resonate only there, but if you try to do something like that that type of content doesn't work everywhere else.
No.
And it's got to be specific. So the fact that you said, you've brought on a team, you've brought on folks who are specializing in each of those venues, each of
Each
those
one.
markets, each of those audiences, that's really good to hear, and hope some of these folks are taking note to that, because that's the only way that you really can scale. Right? I mean,
Mhm.
I got more, right? Well, I used to. I've gotten better. I've got more. I'm gonna say
Mhm.
rocket books and pieces of post-it notes all over the place that I know when I was trying to do it all by myself, but now I'm bringing in more automation,
Mhm.
looking to actually cut some of the purse strings in terms of doing. Look, I'm talking to people as opposed to doing a lot of this myself. I still try to maintain as much control of the process.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Let me ask you this. You don't necessarily lose control of the process by outsourcing because you set the standard, right? You set
Yeah.
the
You give them
direction, and you get the right people around you.
you give them the key KPIs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You give them the KPIs, you give them, I mean, so the way that it works for me, like I outsource absolutely everything, like everything,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
everything gets outsourced. But then I've set up the way that I engage with those outsourced teams. So for example, Amy, who's my executive assistant, she project manages everybody. We meet every single week and then we're in contact on Slack on a daily basis.
Okay. Okay.
Outside of Slack hours, she's got my personal number. She sends me a WhatsApp if there's something urgent. Boom, go and do the thing. So everybody reports to Amy at least once a week.
Okay.
Everybody. If someone's running a team, so for example, we've got a couple of content creation teams, the head of that team reports to Amy weekly. She has standing meetings with certain team people weekly, and there are certain stats and data that go on different Slack channels daily.
Wow.
So every day I get, for example, the email list stats. Every single morning that pops up. How many unsubscribes, how many subscribes. We can track that to, okay, where did we had a bump? Oh, where did that come from? We had a drop. We didn't get any new leads that day. Why not? Did we put out an email? Did we make an offer on there? Did we have something? Yeah, we did. Okay, well then that's not really cutting it because we got zero. So we can course correct. I meet with certain team members weekly, certain every 2 weeks. The whole team gets together once a quarter, but we also have a Google Doc that's got exactly what's happening monthly, weekly, and as priorities for the different team members that everyone can check on the Google Doc and see what their responsibilities are. And Amy translates that into Asana for the task management.
Mm-hmm.
And then I check in with her and she lets me know what's going on with everyone.
Man.
So I'm not in it, but my finger is on the pulse.
But you're around it. You dip in when need be and when necessary.
Yeah.
So people are getting value. So shout, we see Cheryl talking about she's taking some notes. I mean, and you're mentioning tools that a lot of us should be aware of. You're talking about Google. You're talking about Asana. You're talking about Slack. These are the tools that readily available, right? It's
and you can get free versions.
I was getting ready to say it doesn't cost you much except some time. So don't use the. And if you want to upgrade to the Pro, listen, I'm an affiliate for all of those, and I can get you a couple of percentages off. But see, I got to throw that in there. Boom, come on now, we got to get this money. I got to pay for college. That's good. That's good to know, especially the scale of your business and the activities that you're involved in. Just to know that you preach and you talk about the abundance of life and being centered and being focused and being in the moment. And your demeanor shows that, right? You're running so many different things, but the fact that, as you say, you've outsourced everything to keep all of the trucks moving in the same direction. You're the lead truck, but you get all your trucks going in the same direction. And I think that's a true testament to the systems you've put in place to drive Mangena Enterprises. Huh? Is that
That's right. That's right.
She's asking, how does one find a team that can fulfill this? Yeah, this isn't Fiverr.com, right? I mean, this is something that you got to actually.
You can use Fiverr. You can use Upwork. We've got a couple members.
Upwork is one I was thinking about too. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple from Fiverr. We've got a couple from Upwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because again, you think we are all geographically displaced. We're all, I'm in the West Coast. I'm in California. You're in Cabo San Lucas. I mean, to be able to coordinate not just time zones. Yeah, what time is it? What time is it?
7:53. I'm just an hour ahead of you.
Okay, well, yeah, that's not bad. So I'm just want to make sure when I fly there, I'm not going to have jet lag because it's always Dos Equis time in Mexico. So okay.
Yeah.
See, squirrel. There you go. I start thinking about other things and
Dos Equis stroke Añejo.
Gotta have that too, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not taking any more tequila tours though of factories. No, because what they give you to taste at the factory, is not what you take home. Just so you know. Well, when I went a few times, I was expecting to get this stellar, amazing product that I was taste testing, and then when I brought the bottle home, tasted like Mountain Dew or something. So I was like, "Come on, man! What I just spend my little 80 pesos on?" So
If you spent 80 pesos, that's probably why you got the Mountain.
That's why it tastes like Mountain Dew.
That's why it tastes like the Mountain Dew. It's like, I like that, but I like the price of that one.
I like that, but not that. I like that. Fiverr I'm used in the past, Upwork not yet. Any best recommendations between the two? I wonder if
Does
it kind of
whoever get
depends.
who's got the reviews, who's got the capacity to do the job, who's
Yeah,
got, work that they can show you.
yeah,
That's what we're looking at.
yeah, yeah. Now you're because I think I mentioned to you what my goal, my mission, my
Mhm,
focus for next year
mhm,
is, right? Taking this on the road,
mhm.
moving from virtual to not even hybrid, but to in
Okay.
person.
Mhm,
Same team that you use to manage kind of the day-to-day basis, because now I really want to pick the brain, right? Because if I'm taking perspectives and focus on the road in 2023 to a city near you folks, or to a, what will couple be, a Providence or a country near you, I want I want to make sure that I got everything dialed in right. I want to make
mhm,
sure exchange rates are properly laid out, and customs forms are filled out. If I come and
mhm,
do a 90-minute session in Austin, Massachusetts,
mhm.
you know, venue setup, catering setup, security, all of those things. I may just
All
actually
of the
hire you, sir, and we'll hire your team. Uh, I don't know what the rates are going to be, but it just help me to help
I
me
mean, you
to
could.
help me.
I mean, one thing I would say as well is it's imperative that you've got a vibe with the people that you're working with.
Mm,
Like, if you don't have a vibe, it's not going to work.
yeah.
There's got to be a vibe. So, like with my squad, like we bust jokes, we dance, we laugh, we cut shapes together. But we're also very clear on what we're doing. We're all committed to the same mission. We're all moving in the same direction. We all have our eyes on the prize of serving these people at the highest level. Like, none of these people are in it because they want to get rich. All of them are here because they really want to serve. That's literally what it is. Now, we're very big on the impression of increase being poured into everybody that comes into our sphere at any level. And so that's really, really what it's about. So when you've got that communal
Okay.
energy that's really focused in the same direction, I think that for me, obviously, there's got to be a level of competence. Yes, there must be a level of competence. But for me, the bigger thing over and above the level of competence is the level of alignment.
Alignment with the goal, or alignment with
Goals with each other,
okay, there we
with the
go.
vibe
Okay.
of the whole thing.
So kind of that team focus, as opposed to just, again, I'm here to do me, and I'm here for
Mm,
my brand, as opposed to, again, like you said, that overarching goal of trying to help people. Okay. Love that. I'm learning, man. This is, come on now. I'm not this, I'm smart. I never say that
you
I'm the
know?
smartest person in the room. I can push all these
Mm,
buttons, and look, and I can move me from left to right, and I can do I can do the remote production thing without a problem. But I never want to be in the room where I'm considered the smartest person in that room.
I
I
never
always
want
want to
that.
be learning.
Ego? Nah.
Yeah.
I want to be the dumbest person. I want to be the brokest person. I want to be the least accomplished person. I want to
Mm,
be the least experienced person at least a third of the time. I think it's that, what do they call him? That guy, Ty Lopez. He said, I don't know where he got it from. A
hmm.
third of the time, submit with people pulling you up, a third of the time, people lifting you up, and a third of the time, iron sharpening iron. People that
Yes.
your, your peers. It's got to be a good mix. I like to keep it a bit more people above
Yes.
and then people below, and then a smaller circle of peers where we're pushing each other up and encouraging people to lift people up.
That's it. So okay. Let's dive into that, man. And again, I want to be cognizant of your time, because I know you got bottles waiting for you. There's bottle service, but
Yeah. Bottles
I'm
of
in that
water.
same I'm in
Bottles of
that same
water.
thought right now, right? And it's tough, because you have to consciously start thinking about maybe cutting people loose, or
Hmm.
when you start outgrowing, when you start doing more of the thing that is forward momentum and forwardly progressing, more positive, as opposed to being stagnant. Sometimes you gotta sometimes you just outgrow, you and
Hmm.
I mean, that's tough sometimes, but it's necessary. And I like
Hmm.
what you said there, and I like into it that if you want to be a millionaire, you're gonna have to hang out
Hmm.
with millionaires. If you
Yeah,
want to be
you're
a
not hanging out with
billionaire, you got
billionaires.
to have more.
You're not going to be having the habits, behaviors, and whatnot of
Yes,
a billionaire if you're hanging out with bums. It's just not going to happen.
I mean that's just truth, folks. I mean that's no shade on anyone. That's no
No.
negativity. That's just truth. That's
And
just
that's not telling anyone that they have to
yeah,
be like, maybe you're happy being a bum.
yeah. Come on, man. That's a
And
hit
again,
for reality
there's
right there.
nothing
Maybe you
wrong.
just
There's
happy
nothing wrong with that.
being. Golly, let me think about that.
And there's
Then that's
nothing.
maybe you happy being a bum. I don't know. I just got to think about that's some realization for you there, right there. That you wake up and say, I'm happy just being a bum. Mm,
There's a peace that can come from you just accepting, this is what this is the level I'm playing at, and I'm okay playing at that level. Okay, play at that
mm,
level.
wow.
And you got to remember, people are required at all levels.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the world requires people at all levels. And I use bum playfully, be a bum. Really, what I'm saying is like not everybody's here to be a millionaire. Some people are here to run the companies that are owned by people who are ready to put in the work to be millionaires and billionaires.
And that's fine, right? I mean,
Completely.
and that's fine. Not everyone's in the same season as you are. You may be more aggressive and more on a hockey stick type of trajectory than someone else who's kind of plateaued and just wants to chill a bit. But listen,
Mhm.
man, I mean, folks like you, folks like me, we trying to move. We
Yeah.
we trying to do some things.
But we're ready to do the moving.
Yeah.
We're ready to make the movements.
Hmm.
Are you ready to do the moving and make the movements? Because if you're not, fall back.
That's a
Stay in your job.
realization as well
No
there.
shade.
That's a realization as well there because you want to have all the things. You want to be XYZ status, but be
Mhm,
willing to put in that work to get it done. Right.
mhm.
That's a whole different type of a conversation. And man, this is tough, right? You can't
Very
do it
mhm.
overnight. There are no overnight sensations. It may look like it
Nope.
sometime, but no, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and more tears to
And more
actually
blood
come
to
to.
it.
Yeah.
And more blood too.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're able to actually just own that and accept it, the game changes.
Yeah.
The game changes when you can accept, you know what, this is where I'm at. This is what I have the desire for. This is what I have the capacity for. This is what I have the aptitude for. Not everybody's going to be a grandmaster at chess. Some of you are going to get your ass whooped every time you step up to the board. And there's nothing wrong with that either.
Well, it's embarrassing. I can win a few, but
Eh?
I don't want to get beat every time. Golly, I learned. I can tell you up at some checkers too, but well,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
there's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with that.
No,
And
no.
the sooner that we're able to be at peace with that, the nicer your life's going to be.
It's a lot easier said than done, man. Right.
Hmm.
And again, I'm just being devil's advocate. I'm not purposely trying to be doubting Thomas. I'm just being devil's advocate, just saying what probably some folks that are going to be listening, either listening now or listening later, are thinking. But
Hmm.
we all want to some extent be successful, and whatever that
Hmm.
definition of successfulness is different. But
Hmm.
when you know you got to do so much to do when you have to do so much to get to that point, sometimes that can be daunting. And
Hmm.
being being a recluse or sulking or being stagnant in where you are and not moving forward, that can
Hmm.
be mentally draining as well. I mean, you've got great intentions. You want to do the travel. You want to have the financial well being. You want to
Hmm.
do all that stuff, but again, when you look at the task list and the checklist of, well, Dan, first you got to do these 100 things, then you got to do them all over again because 50 of them failed because it was a lesson.
And then they failed again.
Right. Then you got to do it again. Like, man, you almost wonder, is it worth it? And I don't necessarily want to get into, because I want to probably say that for another session, but man, it's just, I spend a lot of time talking about people's mental health and mental awareness and just their ability to get through the day. If you woke up today, it's another opportunity to do something to strive for greatness. But man, if you continue to get knocked down, if you continue to have challenges, if you don't have those teams, like you say, like you have within your organization, if you don't have those people, those persons to reach out to support, to help, you don't know how to find them. No fault of your own, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? And again, I'm just thinking about those folks. I'm consciously, so for the folks that are listening and watching, I'm using these platforms, Perspectives in Focus, Conscious Conversations with Dan, as our action to help people find resources, to let people actually ask those questions. So in a way, I'm hoping that we're doing our part by letting people air grievances, air questions, come up with resolutions and solutions by talking to folks who are those subject matter experts, talking to Dan Mangena, who knows this type of stuff, who's been there, who's living it, right? Who's fallen down, gotten back up, fallen down again, gotten back up. And
Okay, you'd like to rub the salt in, mate. Then did it again.
You know what I mean, right?
Yes. Did he not learn? No, he did it again.
Well, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times to get hit in the head. But again, I just so I guess long story, long answer short is, finding the resources and having those conversations. I want to use this that's one of my missions and goals for turning these lights on and pressing record, is to have those awkward conversations and having the meaningful dialogue to allow folks to do better and get better. I think we're doing that. I really do think we're doing that. It's a continual battle, it's a continual struggle.
Continual journey, adventure and such.
And it's worth it, right? As long as I keep telling myself that it's worth it, I'll keep turning these lights on, I'll keep pressing record, and we'll keep going live. But when I feel that it's not worth it, I'm literally asking the question of you now. What do I do when I get so behind the 8 ball of whatever, to where I feel that it's not worth it? It's not resonating with anyone. It's not, it's not the monetary thing. I mean, that's fine and dandy, and that's great and all, but are we making the change in someone's life who is having a hard time?
You know what? We're not always gonna know.
I'll accept that answer. Because I came with a whole lot of stuff there. I'll accept that, to be honest with you. But again, that's just yeah.
Are we gonna leave our emotional state wrapped up in something that we're not always gonna know? Because we might look on the outside and see that we're doing it, but we don't know. So the thing is does it still feel? For me, does it still feel sexy to do it?
Okay.
Because even if there's nobody there and it still feels sexy, I'm gonna keep on turning the lights on.
Boy, go ahead. Watch yourself now. He said if it feels sexy, well, that's Mangena, boy.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's got to feel sexy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That for me is a determining factor. Is it sexy, yummy, delicious, fantastic? Cool. We're doing it. And if not, ain't nobody got time for that. I don't know what's going on in the heart of the person who I'm seeing on the other side of social media. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on in the heart and mind or in the house of the person who's in the room with me. But what I do know is, does it feel sexy to me?
That's good enough, right? As long as you're good, comfortable, satisfied, you're not hurting anyone, right? I mean, you're not out there throwing darts or anything at anyone, literally or figuratively, right? I could say worse, but I don't want to do that. But y'all get it. Do you be you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. The payment for this session, sir, will be in your you take your PayPal. You probably don't take PayPal over in Cabo. What I got to send some Zelle or send it straight to. It's a straight wire transfer from Wells Fargo, right? That's
Wire transfer.
That's what it is,
Direct deposit.
Oh my goodness, we already talked about the gold standard, so you just want a couple of. Oh my God, let's see. Look, you'll drink to that. Ain't nothing wrong with being right. You know what, brother? Right there, I think is. I was looking for that tipping point to where we can,
A natural culmination.
take folks, take them to that edge, and give them that little gem there. That's a great point right there. I think we'll cut it right there, and let people marinate on that. Be happy in yourself. Keep doing it as long as you feel sexy about it. Because that really resonates, I think, with a lot of stuff, personal, professional as well. Just things that you do. Mr. Cox, how you doing, man? I'm glad you joined. Check the replay out. Mangena here is dropping them like it's hot, man. Yeah, he's dropping them. So you gotta watch out for this man. Dan, tell the folks what you got going on. I'm actually going to. So what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do right now for the rest of the night. It's not very exciting. I told you getting ready for Disneyland tomorrow, right? I gotta go cut the grass. Dude, my kids aren't gonna do it, so I gotta go cut the grass. Then I gotta go clean the pool. Then I'm gonna go to the gym. After I get done with all that, I gotta cut up the video that you barged in on. You came in the studio like ahead of time or whatever. But you came in so I got to cut that up and then post that to the site. So that'll go, and then I'm going to check on the conference
dates.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check on the Alchemy of Abundance. So somewhere in tonight's calendar of events is seeing if I have permission to come hang out with you in Cabo San Lucas.
Just drop me the SMS and I'll get Amy to hook you up with that registration. We'll get you registered.
She is amazing too. I've worked. She's we've had some emails back and forth. Good people you got working around you. So I wanted to give them shouts out to Amy as well. So Kevin's watching the game. Okay, let me see where's the game. I can't even. Hold on. How are they doing? I don't even know who I'm cheering. Oh my goodness. Yeah. They may be handing out the trophy tonight to the Golden State, just the way it looks right now. So there you go. I got to go to the gym. I got to work off some stress because no good story is happening. I wanted to team. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like I do. I have some work ahead of me. I need some helpers around here. Dan, you good though?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for another expansive conversation. I feel sexy.
Oh, sexy. You know it.
Now the sun's setting.
What, hold on. Tell the folks who may be brand new. What are you looking at out there? What's out the window that you're looking at?
Do you know what I'm gonna do? I don't know if this is gonna work without.
Oh, it's gonna work. Watch this. Come on now. Come with it.
Let's see if I can make this work without breaking everything. Can you see it? Can you see?
What's that? I see a nice house on the hillside there. That's probably the Mangena Casa de.
Well, that's that in the corner.
Yeah,
over there. You can't really see it from here, but that's the circle. I can see it here, but anyway.
This man said the Senor Cortez, folks. Again, all I got to look at is my neighbor's front yard, and I'm gonna leave that alone right there. But that is why we are definitely planning on going to the conference in mid-October. So, brother, I appreciate you.
You too, sir.
Yeah, see, Cheryl, I mean, that's what he got going on. These are the folks that bring on to Perspectives and Focus, right? This is Dan Mangena. Y'all better Google him. Y'all better find out if you notice, man. No.
Oceans up the coast. We've got the Pacific up the coast.
I love it, brother. I appreciate you, man. We will probably, I'll talk to you offline about some scheduling because now You're
Yeah,
back from
we'll
traveling.
we'll
I'm doing
work
some
out the thing.
traveling as well, so we'll see.
We'll work out the thing.
Yeah,
Can you
we'll work
do earlier? Can you do earlier?
earlier, like in the day.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it cuts into my nap time. See.
Well, let's see, because I'm going to be in Europe as well.
Okay.
Um, we'll chat. We'll text
Okay.
back and forth.
Yeah. I've been around the sun a couple extra times than you have. I need a nap
Mhm.
sometimes throughout the midday. Took a little
I feel
nap
you.
earlier today. Oh, it was beautiful. It's great. That's why I'm drinking
Okay.
coffee right now. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just rambling. Damn, be good to yourself. Appreciate you guys all. Thank you.
Much
Have a
love.
wonderful night, y'all.